Hello everyone, my name is Veiled Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a while, but I'm back and I'm going to be doing these mini 5-minute pick a card readings just to help you gain some clarity and some insight into any situations or any questions that you may have and that you still don't have answers to or things like that. Spirit has been calling me to do these recently, so we are back. And without further ado, today's video is going to be titled, What is Spirit Guiding You Towards? And so we have 3 piles to choose from. We got pile number 1 with the North Node and destined to have. We got pile number 2 with house number 4 and cultural family roots, home, peace, and comfort. And we got pile number 3 with Saturn, feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work and patience. All right, well, I encourage you to meditate on these, see which pile calls to you the most, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the North Node and destined to have, then this is your reading. I've already pre-selected the cards for you, just to save time on camera. But when it comes to the North Node and destined to have, we have a soul's journey, and we have things, we have purposes that do belong to us in this journey. And the whole point is to get to that place. The whole point of our soul's journey is to get to that place and reach it. And that is why you are destined to have whatever it is that you know that your soul is calling you towards. Sometimes we can feel a little bit blocked from them because the whole point is to unravel the journey. And that's why they say enjoy the journey, because the whole point is to go through the journey. But you are most definitely destined to have a lot of success in this lifetime in the field in which you are in. I'm getting a lot of career, as I'm having a bit of problem with my throat chakra, and it's kind of like this fear of speaking that's coming out, and I don't normally have that. So I definitely think that there could be something in which you have to speak. Maybe you're a bit nervous about talking to people and things like that, and I'm hearing a couple of dogs bark outside, so I definitely think it has to do with speaking your truth and speaking your authentic voice. Because sometimes we can speak, but are we speaking as if we're somebody else, or are we speaking just to talk, you know? So with the first card that I pulled out was the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is all about self-sustaining, and I definitely see it here with these little ants that are building their little fort and of like brick and all that. You are building what it is that you are going to be sailing towards. You're building it as you go along. I'm seeing this little river here, and you are, as you're building, I'm seeing like a boat adding things to the boat. So like we started off in a small raft and we just continue adding things to the boat. Like we add like the mast, we add the sails, we add anything that is needed for this boat to float. And as you journey in this life, you are going to be reaching that goal. Then we have here the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is also this one in particular, I see it as kind of like jumping timelines, because the camel is in one spot of the desert and then it goes to the like oasis. And I always see this as somebody jumping timelines. So you could be going through a sort of, I'm hearing a Saturn return for some of you. However, you could also be just jumping. You could be pivoting from something that you maybe studied and you're just like, I don't want to work in this field anymore. Has happened. And you're like, I want to jump to someplace else. So you could be pivoting career. You could be pivoting any place you may want to live as well. You're like, oh, I thought I saw myself in Ohio my whole life. Suddenly New York is calling to me. I say follow those gut instincts and trust that where you're being led, Spirit is definitely guiding you. So don't doubt that you are being guided and protected in these times, because you're being guided towards this North Node that you are destined to have, as it says here. But you're definitely jumping timelines. And there could be, the Lionsgate portal could be significant to you if you're watching this throughout the Lionsgate portal. I'm filming this during this where it's still open. So definitely that energy right here. And with this Four of Cups, I'm seeing as a keep some things to yourself. So the Four of Cups is always a little bit more about apathy and things like that. This Four of Cups, I see it as keep to your bubble, stay with your people, and don't overshare if you do not need to. That isn't to say that something that is yours is going to be taken away. That is not the case. What is the case, however, is that some people can cause doubts and delays in plans. And if you're sure that you want to move to New York, if you're sure that this is the way to go and everything is pointing to yes, you're seeing signs, you're seeing billboards, you're seeing so many messages from Spirit that is pointing to New York, then yes, this is where you're going. And Spirit's following you through and through. All right, 444 as I said that. How am I filming? So I don't have anything else to say. Spirit's pretty silent right now. They're pretty chill. So I think pile 1, we are done with your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose house number 4 with cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort, then this is your reading. And I've already pre-shuffled the cards just to save time. And so when it comes to what is Spirit guiding you towards, with his house 4 is all about the home and things like that. It's all about when we were growing up, who was there for you? Who was the pivotal person that is your main caregiver? Who is the rock in the family? Who is that stone? And if you look at that stone, and if we're sometimes it's a bit wobbly of a stone, sometimes it's not exactly the sturdiest of stones, and we look at that and we tend to base off future relationships and situations on this faulty stone, this faulty foundation of sorts. And so what Spirit is guiding you towards is healing from this. And to begin with, we have the 4 of Swords. Now, I know we don't like hearing when Spirit says resting and trying to nurture ourselves as like for healing and things like that. Rest is definitely necessary here. However, if you feel like you don't like to just like not do anything and you feel like you need to do something, like you can't sit down maybe for like 10 minutes because you maybe get a bit anxious or a bit angsty. Or, you know, sometimes you're just like, I just don't like sitting down and meditating for long periods of time and things like that. When that happens, try to do something that you consider to be a little bit meditative in the sense. For example, crocheting, maybe reading, and taking that time to wind down away from the technology and away from computers and phones and things like that, even for just 10 minutes of you time, because this is going to help cement you towards where you're going to go, because Spirit is guiding you towards stability, especially in this. You maybe want a relationship, you maybe want a family. If you don't already have that as well already, then this is important to nurture, because when we are in relationships and when we have family, you know, things like that, that can be children or for children, doesn't matter. But when we have that sort of connection, it can be also friends. It's important to have it be a solid foundation. It cannot be built on a faulty foundation, because then the tower happens and then the tower falls and then a relationship can crumble, and situations, friendships, and family homes can be disintegrated. So it's important for you to find time to ground this into yourself, take care of yourself, and use this 4 of Swords to be like, this, I'm taking care of me. I am taking care of what wasn't taken care of before. And Spirit is guiding me towards a beautiful, beautiful future. With the 10 of Wands, you could have a lot of things going on at the same time, and you probably have a lot of wands that you need to probably let go of that are not yours to carry. I've seen a lot of people talk about how when they take the time to look at the stones in their bag and then they decide to take out the stones that typically do not belong to them. Like, this is not your problem. This is not something that you can control. This is not something you can control. You're left with like a couple of stones. Sometimes you're only left with just one or two. And so when you look at that situation, and you're like, I don't have any control in this. Why am I holding this wand? Why am I holding this stone that's not mine? Then you can realize, wait a second, instead of holding the stone for so-and-so person, I should be able to take care of myself and hone in on myself and my well-being instead of focusing on others who are probably, I'm seeing a lot of people, like I'm looking at people being neglected. So you could also be neglected, maybe in a friend group. And Spirit doesn't want that for you. Spirit is guiding you towards healing of that so that you are able to have a solid future when it comes to relationships and friendships and things like that. So it's important to rest and heal so that you are able to grow and move forward. With the star here, obviously, it's all about nurturing the self. It's all about, I feel like I'm saying healing a lot. I'm sorry if I am. Healing counter. But basically, it's all about restoring what wasn't there, what wasn't shown to us when we were growing up. It's all about restoring that, building that foundation for yourself so that your future self and you can thrive. All right, well, that is your reading for today. I do hope that you enjoyed. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe, pile number 2, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose Saturn with feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work, and patience, then this is your reading. The fact that even the sun got dim during this reading shows that you've probably been through a lot, pile number 3, and I am definitely really sending you so much love and so much respect because you have gone through it. I'm seeing a lot that you've gone through it, especially in relationships. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but whoever this emperor was in your life, it has been a bit of a struggle and a bit of patience when it comes to dealing with it. And I hate saying that we're dealing with it, but you know what I mean. Facing it, so to speak. I already had pre-pulled the cards just to save time for shuffling. So the first one we have is the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands here, this one is depicted as literally a forest fire. You could be from California. You could not be, but you could be from someplace that maybe has some forest fires recently. I know that we are in a bit of a drought by the time that I'm filming this in August. So wherever you are, please stay safe. And I'm sending you a lot of love and prayers. But with this forest fire, I'm seeing that you haven't caught a break. You haven't caught a break. And when it comes to Saturn, Saturn teaches us a little bit of that tough love energy. I'm not ruled by Saturn, but Saturn has been a part of my life, and I have been able to chat with it, chat with him, and learn patience and growth through him. And they are an amazing mentor, an amazing teacher for you at this moment in time. So you could be going through a lot of really harsh lessons that you could feel like, why is this happening to me? But it's not happening to you, it's happening for you and your soul's growth and benefit, because I feel like you are pretty psychic and you feel very psychic. Yeah, that's the first thing that's coming through. You feel very, very psychic. And the number 29 is coming in as well. And you could be getting strange dreams. And I'm seeing 2 crows right outside my window. So you have a lot of psychic energy that I feel right now. So you could be feeling all these things just a little bit more strongly than other people. And so when it comes to these tough situations with people like this emperor, it could be a little bit like a kick, like a giant kick, like they're just kicking you over and over and over again. But Saturn wants you to recognize any sort of pattern that you may be seeing. So if this is a relationship, if this was a person that you were in a relationship with currently or in the past, it doesn't have to be right now, Saturn wants to warn you against any sort of habits that we may have. So sometimes we like a person and that person possibly could not be the right fit for us. for our lives, for our souls. And we usually think of like what we can offer them and how great we are for them, instead of thinking, what do they offer us? What do they bring to us? If this person is in a relationship, for example, and you meet them when they're in a relationship and everything's going really well, and you think that they're going to leave that partner for you, there is a bit of a red flag there. There is a bit of a contractual problem there, because we're looking for chaos, and we are looking for an active measurement of being chosen. And so that could be something Saturn is drawing you to look at. And it's kind of screaming at me right now to tell you that, because they're literally like telling me this right here, this is the problem. So there could be some of that here for you. With the Lovers cards, I feel like you want love, and you want to be in this beautiful, loving, harmonious relationship. But there are certain patterns that need to be broken before reaching a level of stability in that sort of relationship. It can be done. It can be done, has been done before, and you will be able to do this. Saturn completely trusts that you will be able to combat this. But there is a certain pattern that you are not noticing in possible relationships and situationships. So identify that pattern as fast as you can, so that you are able to push through and you grow and become a better person for yourself. You become a better a person that is going to be an amazing person in relationships, amazing friend, and just an overall, I feel like just awesome. Saturn loves you. Saturn really loves you, and they're really rooting for you to grow. And I'm seeing like giant fireworks right now in my mind's eye. Like you're going to grow, and you're going to get through this. So I'm really sorry if you're going through something really harsh right now. Get help if you need to. And I'm sending you so much love, and trust the process. Saturn is with you. And until you are able to learn, it's going to continue repeating. So until we learn the lesson, it will not stop. That is the way Saturn tends to be. So I'm sorry about that. But I have a feeling that you're gonna get to this spot pretty quickly with this owl here. I feel like you're like, I already know what's already in the past, and you're already just wanting to get rid of that and moving towards the future, and spotting all those red flags, and spotting all those problems that come with feeling abandoned, wounded, and not feeling chosen. So yeah, sending you so much love, path number 3, and I do hope that you enjoyed the reading. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.